Hey everyone, Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile. Hope you're all doing really well, and I hope you're in the mood for a Grimm tale, 'cause it's Monday, or at least it will be when this goes up. So, let's see what we're getting into today while little man snores away under the covers. Like that. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's snoring away, being all adorable. And Franny's just got her butt to us. So that's what we're dealing with right now. Bunch of sleeping cuties, so we're just gonna get some reading done. And then this week's tale is the 12 Huntsmen. The heck do we need 12 for? What'd they get up to, huh? Once upon a time, there was a prince who was betrothed to a maiden and loved her very much. One day, as he was sitting with her and feeling very happy, he received news that his father was seriously ill and wanted to see him one more time before he died. I must go away now and leave you, he said to his beloved. Please take this ring to remember me by. When I become king, I shall come back for you. So wait, he's already gave her a ring. Aren't they already betrothed? Whatevs. Extra sparkles. Then he rode away, and when he got home, he saw that his father was very sick and on the verge of death. Duh. Dearest son, the king said to him, I wanted to see you one more time before my end. Promise me that you shall marry according to my will. And he named a certain king's daughter who was to become his wife. Wasn't he already betrothed? Okay, engaged. This king might be up to something. So distressed was the son that he did not even stop to think about what he was doing. He said, Yes, dear father, your will shall be done. The king then closed his eyes and died. Well, he doesn't have to go through with it. It's not like his dad's gonna know. Sometime later, when the son had been proclaimed king and the period of mourning had passed, he had to keep the promise that he had given his father. No, he didn't. So he made it known that he wanted to wed the king's daughter, and soon she was promised to him. When his first bride heard about that, she grieved so much about his infidelity that she almost died. Not really worth it to be so stupid and easy to manipulate, but whatever. Then her father said to her, My dear child, why are you so sad? Name your wish, and I shall grant it. She thought for a moment and said, Dear father, I would like to have 11 young women who all look like me in face, form, and stature. That's a weird wish. Let's see what she's up to with it. If it's possible, said the king, your wish shall be fulfilled. And he ordered his men to search all over his whole kingdom for as long as was necessary until they found 11 young women who looked exactly like his daughter in face, form, and stature. Similar, yes, exactly. I find that highly unlikely unless, you're too blind to tell the difference. When the young women appeared before the princess, she ordered 12 hunting outfits made, one just like the next, and the 11 young women had to put on the outfits, while she herself put on the 12th. She then took leave of her father and rode away with the 11 young women until they came to the court of her former bridegroom, whom she loved so dearly. There she asked whether he needed any huntsmen and whether he would like to take all 12 of them into his service. The king looked at her and did not recognize her. So we have some Cinderella stuff going on. He loves her so much that he doesn't know what she looks like. But since they were fine looking fellows, got some explaining to do, he said yes, he would gladly employ them. And so they became the king's 12 huntsmen. Now, the king had a lion that was a remarkable animal, for he could detect anything hidden in secret. One evening he happened to come to the king and said, You think you've got 12 huntsmen? Yes, said the king. 12 huntsmen they are. You're wrong, said the lion. They're 12 women. That's not true at all, answered the king. How are you going to prove that? I can think of a few ways, but if he wasn't a lion, he'd get slapped for it. Oh, just have some peas scattered in your antechamber, responded the lion. You'll be able to tell right away. Men will walk firmly when they walk over peas. Not a pea will move, but women trip and skid and glide their feet, and the peas will roll. The king liked his advice very much and ordered peas to be scattered over the floor. However, one of the king's servants was kindly disposed to the huntsmen, and when he heard that they were going to be put to a test, he went to them and told them everything. The lion wants to prove to the king that you're women. The king's daughter thanked him and afterwards spoke to her young women. Control yourselves when you walk over the peas. Just step on them firmly. They're peas, not marbles. They ain't gonna roll. You just step on them and they smush. Don't care how lightly you step. These must be some magic peas. The next morning, when the king summoned the 12 huntsmen to him, they entered the antechamber where the peas were lying. They stepped so firmly on them and had such a strong and steady gait that not a single pea moved or rolled. Well, yeah, they were all smushed into baby food. After they departed, the king said to the lion, You lied to me. They walk like men. They knew they were being put to a test, answered the lion, so they controlled themselves when they walked. Now, if you have 12 spinning wheels brought into the antechamber, they'll go over to them and be delighted. No man would ever do that. Have you heard of fashion designers? Most of those are not women. They hate women because, oh my gosh, have you seen the sizing and the size of our pockets? But that's another thing. The king liked the advice, and he ordered that 12 spinning wheels be brought to the antechamber. However, the servant who sided with the huntsman went to them and revealed the lion's plan. When they were alone, the princess said to the 11 young women, Control yourselves and do not look at the spinning wheels when you enter the room. The next morning, when the king summoned his 12 huntsmen, they came through the antechamber and did not even so much as glance at the spinning wheels. Once again, the king said to the lion, You lied to me. It's clear that they are men. They didn't even glance at the spinning wheels. They knew they were being put to a test and thus controlled themselves. However, the king did not believe him anymore. The 12 huntsmen became his steady companions whenever he went out hunting, and the longer they were with him, the fonder he grew. It's the curse of these things. Every time I read one, they make me sleepy. Are they helping putting you to bed too? Now, it happened one day that the news came of the king's betrothed, who was bound to arrive soon. When the true bride heard that, it was almost like a stab in her heart, and she was so hurt that she fell to the ground unconscious. Trauma queen. The king, who thought that something had happened to his dear huntsman, ran over to help him and pulled off his glove. However, when he saw the ring that he had given to his first bride and looked at her face, he recognized her. Oh, so he can remember jewelry, just not faces. I'm not sure if that's better or worse than the guy that can only tell women by their shoes. His heart was moved so much that he gave her a kiss, and when she opened her eyes, he said, You are mine, and I am yours. No one in the world could ever change that. But yet he was going to marry another chick because his dad had it put in a piece of paper before he died. I don't think that's very loyal. So the king sent a message to the other bride telling her to return to her own kingdom, for he already had a wife. They were betrothed, not married. These guys and their ownership. And whoever finds his old key does not need a new one. So his wife is an old key? That's a horrible metaphor. Thereupon the wedding was celebrated and the lion regained favor with the king, for he really had been telling the truth all along. I got some problems with that. But hopefully y'all enjoyed that, and I will see you soon. Bye. Happy reading.